Hello, and congrats, you guys.
Hi.
The season has been thrilling. I'll say that, and emotional. What a journey. I do want to talk, Trinity. I want to talk about the fact that you took a really big risk in using all your 6 days, and like you took, you had the cojones to go out there and do this challenge. And I'm just wondering, was it worth it?
Yeah, it was for sure worth it. I will say I'm not working at that place no more. Okay. Not because I didn't lose my job. It just the place kind of got crazy. I was like, I'm going to exit, but yeah, no, it was worth it. I was like, I'm not going to miss out on this opportunity. This is literally a once-in-a-life opportunity. So why would I not go because of a job that don't really care? I mean, they replace you like that. Yeah. So I was like, I'll go and look. I made it the most of it, so now we're here.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the bigger risks on doing reality TV is the time that it takes and takes you away from your real life.
Right.
Vanessa, I do want to talk about, I mean, you have some experience with reality TV, but I'm always curious about the edit, right? Like the final story. And I saw on your TikTok, you were talking about Gonji, I think it was, and you're like, this is what they showed, this one shot. But how do you think your arc, your story translated to the final edit of this series?
I think I did a few things almost too well, and it's actually rare for me to say that about myself, but I had a really cool advantage before Circle of Trust. I got a coin, I got into the boiler room, everyone was wondering what I was doing, and it was kind of the only reason I got through that game. I was actually heavily targeted during Circle of Trust, which was everything was completely cut out, but I think that's almost a compliment to my game. I'm taking it as a compliment to my game anyway, because I didn't have to use my quote-unquote advantage. It didn't make sense to add it to the show. So there's definitely some of my strategy left out, but I'm there. Yeah. You see me. Yeah. It's all good.
I'm glad that you brought up Circle of Trust. Dajah, you really stood out to me in that game because you were so observant and sharp there. And that was when you really started shining for the rest of the season for me.
They edit me out of everything.
But I am curious, when you head into these games, did you have an expectation of what your strategy looked like, and what did that how did it hold up in the end when you were actually?
Oh yeah, as soon as I walked and I saw the desk, I said, okay, absolutely, this is my game, I know it. So I started looking, and I'm not going to say which one I did it to, but I was friends, and I'm like, I think that this person is staring at me. So I did a fake yawn, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When you do a yawn, it sometimes trigger people. You might feel it and they might yawn too. So I did a little fake yawn, and then I saw the person like 2 seconds later they did it too. I said, "Oh my God, they might." And it turned out, I was kind of spot on. But so going in there, I just said, I know body language. I'm going to present open body language whether I'm nervous or not, and I'm just going to I said I would trust my gut, but you saw I hesitated.
Yeah, I feel like that's the scary thing, right? You don't know who's good at lying or what kind of techniques you're bringing in. Which brings me to you, Steven, because for some reason people are labeling you as the villainous role, right? And I think it's because the perspective of $4.1 million or whatever, it's life-changing money.
Right.
And you're coming from a perspective of you've won something like that before.
Yeah.
But that being said, when you take on that label and you're seeing the edit, how do you reflect on being the villainous character, especially at the back half of the season?
I mean, I think it made it interesting to watch for sure, but I definitely had a different mindset than everyone because I have won a large sum of money before, so it was easy for me to just be happy, even keel, and just have a different mindset where everyone else was just this is life-changing money, and I'm just well, I hope I can do it again kind of thing. So it's just, it just put me in a different mindset. I didn't think the edits were going to be that villainizing, but it makes sense, because there was some villain moments for sure. But yeah, it made it fun, I think, for sure. I was surprised when I watched it back. I was like, dang, I am the villain.
That's me?
I guess so.
I said that. It was a reflection.
Yeah. Perla, you have such an interesting arc in this season, and you lost your loved one and you had to continue on. It's quite an emotional journey, and you're not alone in that. I'm sure other people's edits, if they got more spotlight, they would be emotional too. But when what was the key to kind of trying to regulate that emotion, especially after the Chutes and Ladders game, for example? You're headed towards the back half of this competition.
Yeah.
Well, how did you kind of center yourself after the fact?
Yeah, I think obviously Slides and Ladders was the ammo I needed to keep going in the competition, and I think that I've learned through, growing up and years of therapy that I shouldn't feel guilty about showing emotion, crying, because that's just the way I am, and I will never change for anyone else. So I was happy to see myself all tears, all everything distraught, and still pushing through because that's just who I am as a person. And yeah, it was just exciting to see me pass those doors because it felt electric to pass those doors when I did. And go back to the dorm and see Steven's face.
I was low-key happy. I was like, you know what, this is good for TV. Let's go again.
Yeah, my mom is obsessed with our beef. Like, she's she's like, TV.
No, it made for such like a, you know, that's the tension that you want when you watch this stuff. I'll wrap with this just because time is wrapping up, but would you guys come back if there was an opportunity to join in like an All-Stars version of Squid Game?
Oh yes, let's do the All-Stars.
Run it back.
Not yet.
I would put it out there, but I'm not asking for it.
You're not asking for it.
Run it back.
If they want me back, I'm not gonna
put me in, coach.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Like I said, I cannot wait to see which one of y'all won. I don't have any clue yet, but yeah, I'm rooting for all of you in different ways.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that.
Appreciate y'all.